Have you ever wanted to play games, only to spend the next 30 minutes trying to figure out what to play? And even when you finally pick something, it just doesn't click. So you quit, open something else, and eventually give up altogether. It's a surprisingly common feeling, and it has a lot less to do with the games themselves than you might think. So, you finally have time to play games. You've been looking forward to playing all day or maybe even all week. You sit down, turn on your PC or console, and nothing feels right. You scroll through your library, launch a game, but only play it for 5 minutes, so you launch another thinking that will fix your problem. But then you quit that one too. So you give up playing for now and do something else completely. The weird part is that you actually wanted to play games. Nobody forced you to sit down and play. This is what you planned on doing. But the moment you actually had an opportunity to do it, it became surprisingly difficult. This has happened to me many times, and I've always wondered, why is it so hard to play games, even when it's exactly what you want to do? Well, firstly, I found that most people, including myself, believe that they are trying to find the right game, but that's usually not what's actually happening. More often than not, we are trying to recreate a feeling a game has given us before. Whether that be the excitement of exploring the massive world in Tears of the Kingdom, the brain-engaging puzzles of Blueprints, or the comfort of playing Minecraft after a long, stressful day. Or maybe it's not game-specific. Maybe you just miss the feeling of getting completely engrossed in a game without thinking about anything else. The problem is, these feelings aren't necessarily attached to a specific game. They're tied to the mood we were in, the energy we had, the expectations surrounding our play, and our environment. Since we can't directly figure out the feeling we're chasing, we keep switching games, hoping one of them will magically create it. This helps explain why games you know are good can still feel wrong in the moment. Although, this doesn't tell the whole story. I have covered this briefly before in previous videos, but it truly is a large part of our psychology as gamers. In theory, playing games should be one of the easiest things to do in your free time. You sit down, press play, and have fun. But this is rarely what happens. Instead, gaming can gradually turn into a decision-making gauntlet rather than a fun activity. Instead of just launching the game and starting to play, you first start thinking, will I actually enjoy this? Is this worth spending my time on? Should I save this game for another time? And this is even before you start playing. Even if you can make a decision and start playing a game, there are still many things your brain is considering. You're constantly checking if you're having fun, maybe evaluating your other options still. And worst of all, you don't give yourself a chance to actually play the game. So then, obviously, you don't enjoy it and think it's the game's problem. So you switch to a different game, and surprise, surprise, you still have this same problem. That is because you just aren't in the right headspace at that moment to fully enjoy playing games, even when you may think you are, and especially when you feel you need to be. Because that's another big problem. We've all been there. You remember playing games for hours without realizing, and we just expect that to happen every time we sit down to play. Even with the same game, you may have played for hours just the day before, and you had so much fun, but you start playing it and you don't feel the joy you were expecting. The game didn't change, but your expectations did. The thing with immersion is it just happens naturally. Those sessions where you played for hours upon hours rarely, if ever, started with instant immersion. Instead, you played for a while and just naturally became so engrossed in the game that you just kept playing until that feeling faded. Sometimes we fail to recognize that by keeping tabs on our enjoyment constantly doesn't actually help us at all. Sure, in theory it sounds great. You should be aware of what brings you enjoyment, and if it's not giving you what you want, you look for something else to give you that. But this constant self-interrogation about whether or not you're having fun is a large part of what breaks immersion. Every time you stop to wonder if you're having fun, you are pulling yourself out of the experience. You just need to let go. play the game with no set expectations and let the game do what it was meant to do. This feeling of not being able to sit down and play games may be new to you, but contrary to what you might think, it has nothing to do with the quality of games, you growing out of gaming, or your attention span being broken. It's the fact that you're trying to solve the wrong problem. You're trying to find the perfect game, when really you need to find the right state of mind. You're evaluating experiences before you even given yourself a chance to have them. And you're expecting immersion to arrive instantly instead of allowing it to develop naturally. That's really what this comes down to. Expectations. We are so used to having expectations in our life, from those around us and from ourselves, that when we are finally free to do what we please, we can't even truly give ourselves a break without having expectations for it. That is why it feels like you can't play games, even when you want to. Just remember, the best gaming sessions rarely start with certainty. They begin with a simple decision to stop searching and just start playing. And the funny thing is, the feeling we spend so long looking for often shows up 20 minutes after we've stopped looking. Have you noticed yourself struggling to sit down and play games even when you want to? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already, as it helps the channel out a ton. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and good gaming to you all.